Good morning. Good morning. So first off, I'm not sure who's watching already, but since I have someone watching, I'm going to start talking to myself or to you or however we want to see it. But I usually don't do evening videos because of the way things get crazy in the evenings. And so I've kind of discovered that. I tried to do a video yesterday and things just didn't go as planned. So Tracy, if you're watching or if you see the replay, I have not forgotten about you. I just have to figure out when to do that darker skin tone at a time when I can be sure to get it done. I'm going to use these tweezers on my eyebrows because if you can see, my hairs right here are way too long, so I'm just going to trim them back. They just got a tad too long. Tad too long. Alright, so my eyebrows are done. I love my tweezers. They're not tweezers. I use tweezies. I buy them on Amazon for my to tweeze. But tweezers are like scissors for your eyebrows to shape them and all that exactly the way you want it. So, alright, so for my brows I just use the Brow Tamer and the Dream On palette that we've been talking about. Okay, I'll still use this for my bronzer, but I'm going to switch to the the Dazzle palette. Morning, Stephanie. It doesn't always tell me who's watching, so if I don't call you out, I apologize. It's not telling me. It just told me Stephanie was watching. One moment. Alright, so I'm going to use the Dazzle palette. This palette scared me when I first looked at it. Chime in if it scares the heck out of you too, because all those bright colors, I thought, Lord, what am I going to do with those? But they can actually be a lot of fun. You can mix them to get some purples and such. Today I'm actually wearing, if you can kind of see it, I'm wearing like why can't I think of the color? A turquoise. And I have this nice color right here that matches it. Morning! So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a bright pop of color right here on the edge. I am going to put a base on first. Just above it though, I'm not actually going to put the base on the bottom because I'm just going to have that yellowish color. I mean that turquoise color. But I am going to use a little bit of this yellow that's in the corner and I'm going to put that in my crease. Just a little bit. You can see it's not like bright. I don't suddenly have a glaring bright yellow. Yeah, I was totally terrified of it, Stephanie. Like, absolutely. I think Limelight did the right thing when it was the first one we could earn because we would spend our money on the nice neutral browns. But those of us who are scared of this would never purchase it. But now that I've got it, I actually really like it. Um, I did a really neat sunset. This color, this reddish color, and the turquoise make a gorgeous purple. And then you can mix some of the other colors to kind of change the shading of purple. So my eye kind of turned into like a sunset look the first time I used it. So I really did end up liking it, but I agree. When I look at these colors, I'm like, I'm 41 years old. What the world? What the heck? This is not going to work for me. So I do occasionally use the pop of color though. So I'm going to use my domed brush right now. I can't think of the actual name, but it's kind of hard up here on the top. And I'm going to spray it with 10 years younger, because remember we talked about getting that color really bright. And I'm going to go into that turquoise, and I'm just going to dab in it, shake off any extra that's not stuck to it, and I'm just going to dab that color on my lid. So I did the same thing with the silvery color, the silver shimmer from the Dream On palette on Friday because I wanted a simple look. It was Spirit Day, one of the school colors. Today I want just a bright color on my lid, just something fun. So that's what I'm going for. Getting some more for the other eye, tapping it off, because remember, if you don't tap it off, you're going to get a lot of fall off. You're not going to get the look you're looking for. This one isn't going on as nice and damp, so I'm going to spray just a tad more of my setting spray to get that color. Tap off. And then I'm just going on the lid. I'm only going on the lid with this because the big thing with color, especially as we are a little bit more mature, it's a nice way to say I'm old. We don't want necessarily crazy bright colors all over our eyes. It's not, it can draw attention to any lines or anything else, that those signs of aging. So I'm not trying to do that. I just want to get, if you can see that, I just want to get that pop of color right above my lid. And so then I'm going to let that kind of set for a minute. I keep these really neat Dollar Tree fans around so that I can fan my primer and all those things that I need to dry. So I'm going to fan my eyes for a second. Plus it feels really good if it's warm in your house. Just saying. All right. So I've got that on there. I'm going to go with my pointed blender. This is one of my favorite brushes for the crease and above the crease. And again, I'm going to take a little bit more of that yellow because I don't want just the one color. I just want a little bit of a faded color above that. Just a little bit of a, I don't know, so that there's not just such a drastic line. Okay, so that's it. Makes a little bit lighter at the top edge of it so the edge isn't so harsh if you can see it. I wish the light with this mirror is absolutely freaking gorgeous, amazing, gorgeous when I just look in the mirror. When I look in the video that it creates, I'm not sure. I've got to be doing something wrong. I'm going to have to do some research. Yeah, the transition color, Stephanie. But I don't want too much because I'm not trying to make several colors. I just want a little bit to kind of transition it in. Although that crease color can look nice for an artistic look. But I wish I could figure out what I'm doing wrong with the color. I'm probably going to have to reach out to someone because this color right here that's showing in my camera is not as amazing as what's showing here. So I'll have to take a picture once the light is out in the morning so that you can see that light. Just realizing, Stephanie, you're up even earlier than me. Are you working today? Because you're an hour earlier than me. Alright, since I'm going with a bright color on my eyes, I'm just going to go with kind of a neutral color on my lips. I'm going to use my macaroon. Yep, you work? Okay. Stephanie works for Amazon. She's also a Limelight Beauty Guide on my team. She and I have been friends for probably almost forever and a day now, right, Stephanie? And so the point of that was to say that she works a lot of different hours because, you know, Amazon's available 24/7. In her defense, though, those of you who know I have an Amazon problem, it's not her fault. I've had that for a long time. Over 10 years. Golly. You know you're friends through thick and thin when you last at 10 years, especially through all the stuff that's gone on in the past few years in our country and our media and everything. There's been a lot of stuff, you know, and when you can stick through a friendship through that long, you know that it's a good friendship. So, just shout out, Stephanie. I still love you. I hope you still love me too. All right, so that's it. So I have this neutral lip. I actually haven't done my foundation, but I wanted to give you an idea of what the whole look like. This is it. I'll add a little bit in my palette from this Dazzle. I'm going to use this red, but just a tiny bit. Especially with these reds, we have a red blush too, if you really don't want to overdo it. So when you go to do the blush, it's going to be very, very, very light. And only right here, it's going to look like you just have that kind of, whoo, just woke up, I'm energized look. And that's what I'm going to go for, really light. So I'll take a picture at the end so you can see what it looks like. But all I did was use this yellow, this turquoise, and I'm going to use this on my cheeks. And I will, of course, use on my Dream On palette this one as the bronzer. Now that I've got this, I hardly ever use my actual bronzer anymore. Although I still love it, this is usually right there next to me. And I'm already using it, so it's easy to grab. Again, the more things you can do with one palette, the better off you are because the more money it saves you. Unless you just want to spend tons of money on tons of things, which is great, that's totally up to you, but I'm all about how many things can I do with this one thing. So I hope y'all have a great day. I am going to finish up my look and get out of here to go to work because, well, you know, teaching is teaching. There's great things about it too, and but I got to get there. So you guys have a wonderful day, and Mary, I see you. Bye. Have a good day, guys.